Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. This is White Lightning, and welcome back to City Skylines and the hopefully beautiful city of Alexandria. If it's not beautiful now, it will be soon. I'm glad you guys are joining me today. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like it and comment. Let me know what you think and get a chance to have something like a neighborhood or a street named after you here in game here. I do want to start off by saying I really apologize for the audio balance issues in the last couple of videos. I did a sound check before that recording session. I recorded those all in one block because I was just having so much fun doing it, right? Did a sound check before the recording session and everything sounded fine to me, but that I discovered is partly because, like, right now there is no music in game, and the music in this game tends to go from 1 to 10, and when I record, just like, really varies in extremes in terms of volume. And when I was recording and did the sound check, it happened to be at times when music was really low, but as things get more intense, the music gets louder, and I didn't sound check for that. So I've adjusted my audio volumes, all of my audio levels, basically turned them down. Music level previously was 40%, I've turned that down to 20%. So this should be a lot more pleasant for you guys to listen to and watch. With that in mind, I did have an extra video in between this one and the last one where I did some work. Mostly this whole new neighborhood over here. I'll just I'll keep things running on speed 1 actually. Although we are starting to lose people because we don't have enough residential zoned over here. So I'll talk for a second about what we've done. Farming industry area, you guys saw me set up. That has been expanded in that last video and in between episodes and everything. I'm about to the point where I'm going to start having some traffic issues, so I might set up another block and have these be just some one-way streets, just right here feeding into this main industrial road. Although it's not a super huge issue quite yet, it would be nice to maybe spread this out, spread these trucks and this traffic out a little more. But we've got a pretty solid little farming area. Green Acres over here has not enough workers to get the next level, but more than enough production. And so all we need to do basically is just put down some more facilities and so forth. We've got the milk parlor here, we've got the cattle shed here, and the flour mill. All we need to do is put down some more facilities, and they should work grand for getting us up to that worker limit. So this Green Acres farming area is going really well, and it's making me quite a bit of money. Whenever I check this, it oscillates from between like $1,000 to like $4,000. And I'm not sure what's causing those oscillations, but it's pretty good anyway. And then over here, I've got this new little, well, it's a big roundabout, actually, and that'll probably change at some point. I'm not liking it. It's just kind of big and awkward, and I don't need it to be this big and awkward, at least at this stage. But I have my disaster response unit, which I like to put kind of away from everything. I know it looks kind of like, honestly, it looks like a building you'd find in downtown DC or something, which is awful because most of those federal buildings, like the FBI building and everything, are terrible. But this is a disaster response unit. We did have a tornado touchdown, clear the heck over there. And so as that alert was coming in, I was like, oh, better take out a loan, put down a disaster response unit. Didn't end up being an issue, didn't end up destroying anything, so you guys didn't miss anything there. And then, of course, I've got a landfill and a recycling center over here. And in fact, I'd better put down some more garbage processing capability, is what I'm thinking, because that landfill's about to fill up, and I wonder if we can afford another recycling center. We can afford another recycling center. So I'm going to go ahead and put that down, and that'll get our garbage processing up a little bit better. Waiting for that bar to increase. There we go. Yeah, so we're almost going to be processing all the garbage we need. That's fine. That'll just slow down the rate at which that landfill is filling up. And looks like we need to expand some water over here. And then, coming over here, you see I've set up this little neighborhood here. And this will be mostly what we're expanding today, again, to try to get some more residential down so we're not having so many issues with not having enough shoppers and so forth. Went ahead and expanded and raised this highway here so that we can put roads under it. That was expensive, but I think it'll be worth it because this is going to become my new industrial area back here. And we can get some forestry and logging and probably some ore. That has the look of an area that would have some ore deposits. No ore deposits? Oh, there's some over there. Okay, cool. But yeah, this will become like an industrial logging area, and then this will become where our my Google thought I was talking to it on my phone, and I was not actually. And then this will become kind of our main industrial area, and that'll be really easy to run some rail lines through to the farming district. And connect the two districts because it makes sense for your industrial districts to be connected so you can get goods easily from farming to be processed in the industrial district. So the main goal today is going to be to get most of this, if not all of this industrial, and then like the water and the windmills and stuff moved over probably in this area, and then the industrial, of course, over here. And the reason for that being, I have decided this is going to be my downtown. Haven't done a ton of development in here since the last time you guys saw it, mostly because I am wanting to make this, wow, that's a lot of gray, or a lot of gray roofs and brown yards, but I guess that's eco-friendly, right? It takes less water to water these yards. Makes a lot of sense. Anyway, the reasoning is because I've decided this is going to be my downtown, and I want it to be kind of a special downtown. One of the cities in my area is doing something really cool, and I'm, again, studying Masters of Public Administration, and I'm really interested in city management, especially the city planning aspects of it. There's a dead person here. We do have a cemetery down over here. We might need to get another one of those up and running soon. But one of these cities is a new city. They had 300 people in 2010, and they've just ballooned to like 15,000 people today, and they're expecting to double that within the next 5 years because they're creating a whole new downtown area. The city, I'll just show you guys. The city is located basically in an area like this. There's like city and build out and a lot of people living over here, but then over here there was an old industrial area here, and then just like some farms and stuff. And so they've built out a bunch of single family homes in this area. That this is the reason I'm choosing this area is because this is the shape of the interstate that goes by, so you can kind of get a sense for things. But they've put a bunch of single family homes in this area, and that's what's gotten them to 15,000. This whole area in the city is still empty, and they've decided that it's going to be a total urban downtown, which is a little bit weird for my area and for where I live, because a lot of people like their suburban houses and their big, acre lots or whatever crazy size lots they have. And so this city has decided, no, we're going to make an urban downtown, and we're going to put another 15,000 people in a much smaller area, like 300 acres. And one cool thing that they're doing is they are making basically one big long park that runs through town. Think of like the National Mall. That has some big roads on either side, but then just like walking trails and stuff like that, and then big museums and monumental buildings and stuff like that facing it. I'm thinking I want to do the same thing here. I'm going to make this whole area into my downtown area, and I want to put in a big long park that goes probably right about here. And I might not even make it a technical park area. I just might make it grass and put in some trees and walking areas and things like that. And then at the end of it, I want it to have big roads on either side, and I want like this exit here, I want that to be coming into town. Then I want you to have to come out of town on another exit that's going to be like right over here. Kind of what we have going on here already, although I'm probably going to move this big road in this way. And then at the end have like a big roundabout or something, and that's where we can put like our city hall. There's this really nice city hall monument building that I really want to put down, the city hall right here. And then there are some other buildings, like the department store would look really nice there. It's this really nice like classical looking building. Amsterdam Palace, that would be awesome. But yeah, so that kind of thing. Oh, a cathedral. Oh, but it takes 2,000 abandoned buildings. Dang it. Yeah, you drop down some modded cathedrals, and we also have museums and stuff that we can put down in here, that kind of stuff. So this is going to be our downtown. To get to high density, which is what I want to have when we start making our downtown, we need to have 5,000 people, which we have 4,000 in town right now. So yeah, that'll be the job for today, is trying to get us to 5,000 people to that next milestone, and then moving this industry over. So after 10 minutes of recapping and talking about my plans, let's go ahead and unpause. And Little Romania over here, which is named in honor of Philip Infinite, who commented on the first video that he is from Romania and his town is called Alexandria, which I know there are a lot of Alexandrias in the world. Thanks Alexander the Great and everyone else with a classical fetish. But again, I thought it was a good name for our town. And you know what? I'm gonna put down a 4-lane road with trees. I think that'll look nice. And let's go ahead and upgrade these existing 4-lane roads to have trees as well. That'll be real nice. We'll probably change this to some transit at some point. Maybe get some trams or something going on here. But for now, those trees will be nice. And then we'll just stick with the 2-lane roads with just the normal 2-lane roads for now. But yeah, so we'll be building this out, zoning, like I say, some more residential. That should work well for us. We're already starting to see some pretty serious traffic here coming into this commercial area. We'll want another freeway exit right over here to kind of alleviate that, make that a little easier to handle. And then of course this area, once we get this square unlocked, this road will connect back up basically with that area, this big arterial road that we're putting in here, and people will be able to get straight to the farming area where they are working. So that is the plan, and I think it's a good plan. I think it'll work. I think it'll work well. I'm just gonna put in, for now, this is not gonna stay here, this intersection, but to give me a sense, because we're gonna stick with our block system. Are we? No, apparently we're not gonna stick with our block system. Really, why can't I connect that road in? If I give us a curve or something like that. There we go, nice little curve. So that kind of ruins the block, but that'll be fine. That, like I said, that intersection is not going to stay. I'm going to destroy those two because I don't want an intersection right so close to the freeway interchange, which itself will probably change. We'll probably need to come up with some sort of higher volume system for getting people off that interstate. I call it the freeway, I call it the interstate. The game calls it a highway. Where I grew up, we always called this big road that, you know, connects the states and stuff that you use to go from state to state. We always called that the freeway. So that was actually in the New York Times. The New York Times did like a dialogue test, an official dialogue test, a couple of years ago, where you could log on, and if you were from the States, you could type in your, you could take this test, and it would tell you where it thought you were from based on your responses to that test. And we're not actually going to be able to build anything in here. I'll zone that residential anyway, though, just for funsies. And that is probably not going to work super well as residential either, because people might get mad about the noise pollution of having that highway so close. But meh. But anyway, it was really interesting, and that was one of the questions I remember is like, what do you call that big road that goes from state to state? Do you call it the interstate highway? Do you call it the freeway? Or, you know, what do you call it? And I'm like, oh, I call it the freeway. And they actually nailed where I was from. The three cities that they guessed were the three big cities that are literally the closest to me: Boise, Colorado, and Salt Lake City. So I guess they got me, right? They knew what they were doing with that dialect test. I'm actually wondering about putting in an official park over in this area. We've got crazy high demand for residential. What if I made like this block here into a park? That would be kind of cool, actually. Not very big. It wouldn't be a very big park, and we probably wouldn't have it grow very much. But at the same time, it might look kind of good. I don't know. I do have a little park over here, kind of in this little intersection. So yeah, so Little Romania is the name of this area down here, and I actually have that zoned, and the theme is set to be the European theme, so that when we do switch over to high density for it, which we probably will, that'll come in as little European-looking buildings, which I think look pretty good. Okay, so that residential demand is starting to fill up. Do I make that into a park, or do I wait for like something up here? This is going to be my big stretch of residential all the way up to this farming area. Kind of outside of the downtown area for now. Let's continue on. What do I want to do here with this arterial road? Do I want to just kind of end it, or do I want to loop it around and have it come underneath the interstate here? Probably that. I'm probably going to do that. Let's take a look at running some of these little roads underneath. Like so. This is why I like to put the highways up, so that it's really easy to connect the halves of your city together. I think that's just a really nice thing to do for your people. And that actually is a block just like that, right in there. And we could even put like a walking path or something right underneath. That would be pretty cool, actually. Might go ahead and do that. But yeah, so this will be okay for yet more residential. Again, just trying to up that number of people that we have. Let's check our services real quick. We have enough elementary schools, we have enough high schools, not enough universities, but I don't have universities unlocked yet, so that's kind of moot. I do have space for a public library, but again, that's one of those kind of monumental buildings that I think I'm wanting to have here in this downtown area. You can have more than one public library, but I think for our size of city, it doesn't make sense. I do have this little church building that is modded in, and there will be on this playlist a video of my mods, guys. I will go through a video of my mod list. This little church educates a few elementary school students, and then I put it right next to our cemetery here, which I think is cool to do that kind of thing, and then right next to a park, and then we can fill in some walking paths and some trees there. I say these things that we could do. Maybe I should actually like up and do it, right? That is a novel idea. Okay, so, but the whole reason for me doing that is because this is where the block would end up going. So let's take our 4-lane road here, and I'm going to set you to turn And that's not gonna, it's not gonna hook up quite right, is it? Yeah, there's probably no way I'm gonna get it under here because of that pillar that's in the way. That pillar should be able to be moved though. If we delete these two sections, because it would be nice to have that road just come in like this. And then we might even be able to do a teeny tiny roundabout, which might look kind of weird. Something here. Let's try, like I say, a very, very small roundabout. For that, I'm just going to grab this little 2-lane road here. And you're going to be that long. And then let's grab our curve tool. That curve tool like that. And like this. Nope. We're going to have to delete this road here. That's not a very round roundabout, is it? Yeah, let's fix that a little bit. Do I go out just a little more? That's not a very teeny tiny roundabout, though. Sorry, guys, if this is frustrating, but I want to get this little roundabout right. I want it to not look awful. Okay, yeah, that's an invalid shape. Distance is too short. Okay, so I guess the question is, what is the smallest roundabout that I can make? Should we just try to go kind of freehand it here? So I'm gonna have basically here, let's come out this way and make a curve. Okay, so that's one curve. 2, 3. There we go, that's roundish. And it's not called an oval about, right? It's called a roundabout. Let's call that good, actually, and see if we can make this work. Yeah, it distorts it a little bit when those roads meet up. Actually, I'm liking that. That looks like it makes a lot of sense. Cool. Now before, because we've got cars kind of floating across the highway there, before anyone else does the mad jump of death, let's put our highway back in. And if you just do that in different sections, you can get the you can get sections to place without having a column in the way. There we go. Oh, I like that. I'm liking that a lot. And we could even then take this road and do I merge it up here or do I just leave it kind of where it is? That is the question, isn't it? Let's put in just a little bit of a curve, kind of a cul-de-sac-y thing. It kind of bothers me, and maybe this is a silly thing to have bother me, but it does bother me just a little bit that there's no option for like cul-de-sacs in game here. You can't put in cul-de-sacs like the traditional, like, you know, American suburban cul-de-sac type thing. You guys actually should not be residential. I guess that's fine. I'd prefer to have commercial here lining these arterial roads. Oh yeah, okay, that's fine, because that's just a little road. Yeah, I like the commercial on the arterial roads for that. For one thing, that's kind of how like American downtowns and everything are constructed, right? And American cities in general. For another thing, it really does tend to help you cut down on traffic. I'm not actually going to... yeah, let's get rid of those zones real quick. I'm not going to zone right around the roundabout, and I'm not going to zone right along this arterial road either. Okay, we are coming along, guys. Go ahead and up the speed a little bit. Our demand is increasing and should continue to increase. Let's real quick grab a road like so, because I want a few more homes right there. Then I was talking about like a walking path. I should actually get that done and do it right underneath the highway here. So let's grab our landscaping tools and just the normal pavement path, I think will be fine. And if we just connect you straight through here, there we go. Placing the paths is always a little bit of a gamble because things tend to look just a little bit strange. You know what would be kind of fun is a biking path that runs in between the freeway. Even an elevated biking path. Oh gosh, yeah, let's put in a little biking path. Let's see what that does for us. Space is already occupied. Oh, are you not actually going to let me do this? No, it is. Haha! Biking path like that doesn't do us a ton of good. I wish there was a way to put crosswalks down or something like that. If you guys know of a way, let me know. Yeah, we're gonna do this just as a concept, and then I'll see if I can figure out a way to get crosswalks or something, because, you know, right now the bikes are just gonna travel and they're gonna hit this spot and then not be able to continue on down the road, which is a little bit of a pain. So I could probably I could fix that with a bridge or a tunnel, but I don't really want to do that. So if you guys have any ideas for putting in a crosswalk, or, you know, some other method of getting a bike path or a pedestrian path to cross a road properly without having to do a bridge or a tunnel, be happy to hear that. Okay, there we go. Getting that water solved. Next thing I need to do is I've been wanting to move these windmills, which should be pretty easy to relocate to a really good spot, which is going to be over here. I'm thinking, wow, oh dear, we got a sinkhole coming in.
Strike at any minute. Residents should take.
Okay, here's our disaster. Here's our first on-camera disaster. Actually, the last one, the tornado, was on camera too, but that episode was garbage because of sound issues. So, and I don't sound check every. Oh, there's that sinkhole. And it looks like it's not going to be an issue.
Sinkhole has occurred somewhere in the city.
Oh, it's interesting.
Stay out of harm's way and contact authorities with any information.
Okay, yeah, so nobody dies today due to sinkhole. Speaking of disasters, right? Coronavirus. Hope everybody's doing okay with that. It's not, I don't know, I don't want to minimize how big of a deal it is, but we also don't want to maximize, overinflate how big of a deal it is, because it's not the worst disease that's ever happened, and like more people have died of the flu and so forth. But granted, it's also new, and any people dying is too dang bad and a real shame and so forth. But, you know, hope everybody, if you're coming to us from Italy or China or somewhere like that, you know, just hope you stay safe, hope you stay healthy. Again, they say that, you know, most healthy adults are not going to have an issue with, you know, dying to the virus or anything like that. So just hope everybody can stay safe and stay okay with that going on. That would be an interesting thing to have in the city, is, or in this game, is some like epidemic and pandemic planning. Oh man, we're gonna have to move all these windmills because I want them out of the way, and I think it makes sense for the windmills to be over by the farming area, right? That makes a lot of sense. Okay, well, I can do that off camera, actually, that's fine. In the last few minutes of the episode, we're getting really close to our goal of 5,000 residents, actually. Let's talk real quick about how we're going to make this industrial area work, because this is all going to be industrial zone. You know, I've got a little bit of residential bleeding over here, creeping over here under the freeway. That'll be fine, though. And I'm actually liking how that little path is going to end up working out. That's cool. Let's get a few trees down. I'm just going to pick oaks because they're easy, right? Let's fill in a few oaks here, and then a few large bushes here. So we've got this nice little amount of green space here in this kind of dead area that can't be zoned. Yeah, that can't be occupied either. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Oh man, just don't underestimate trees, guys. I often skip past putting trees in my city because I'm like, oh, you know, don't have time or whatever. I'm not willing to take the time to do it. Don't underestimate the power of placing a few trees. They really make things look so much better. Like right in here. Let's grab our path, and I like to connect. We'll use the dirt path. I kind of like it when I can connect my. And we're just gonna blow right through that entire area. I like when I can connect my parks to my roads, sometimes through some of this kind of open space. Let's grab, again, our trees and place. We can just plop these down, and then when that area is zoned, right? Yeah. And then when things, when houses spawn back in again, it'll be fine. Yeah, nice little green space with trees. Now we have a path that people can walk to, and they should be able to walk from the park here all the way through to this other side of town, if they are so inclined. And I just heard that church bell go off. That was really cool. Okay, like I say, let's talk about what we want this interchange to actually look like. Why are you guys doing that? Okay, so we've got some traffic with people getting on the... Whoa, that's wild. Let's check the direction those roads are running. Oh, yeah, that's why. Okay, Those roads are backwards. Yeah, we are on right-hand drive, and so we should be running like this. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Okay, that's good. Still probably going to get a little bit of traffic back up there, but it's not the end of the world, and we are getting some backup here as well. Yeah, I need to do something fancy with this interchange, although I've already built up right next to it, so that's going to be kind of a pain. But we can wipe out this... yeah, people are getting sick from the noise pollution there. Might need to put in a little roundabout or something here, too. Again, most of this will be alleviated if/when we get more freeway exits going on here. Okay. Yeah, I really wanted to get this industrial zone placed down, so I think we're going to do what we commonly do, and that's going to be put in a roundabout, because roundabouts make a lot of sense. Let's actually get our 4-lane road back and just do one section of that, and then this doesn't need to be a super huge roundabout. I am going to make it, though, out of this highway. Okay, and I don't want to go out that far. Let's go out like half that far. In fact, just to give myself guides, let's place it down something like this. Oh, and I'm gonna need the midpoint guide as well. Okay, don't stop giving me the curve. All I want is a straight road. Right here. Okay, that should be fine. And then I don't think it quite lines up, but what can you do? Do it right, you guys say, is what you can do. That's not actually gonna work. Dang, I've decided to start using, for some of my roundabouts that I'm definitely not gonna zone around or need to place any buildings around. Those highways make a lot of sense for that kind of thing. Because they go, you can keep up your speed and be going really fast. So we've got another kind of oval about. I wonder if I can now upgrade that to the highway. Yes, I can. Perfect. Then I won't accidentally zone around it or anything like that. And now we're going to actually destroy these on-ramps that we just barely fixed. And those on-ramps are going to run straight to the roundabout here, as we have been tending to do, right? It's a design that I think makes a lot of sense. Let's try to get you to not look stupid on your downward grade there, although it might look stupid no matter what I do. Yeah, something like that will probably be okay. And then do the exact same thing. We'll actually do it right here. And then I will remember to flip the direction of the road so that people can still use that exit. Okay, there we go. So, we have no roundabout feeding into the exit on this side of town. But we do for traffic coming this way, and again, this traffic is going to feed straight into our industrial area, which I'm now going to switch over to those medium industry roads, and do something like this. And then we need another of our arterial roads. I'm actually going to flesh out another block here, so that we can see where that arterial road should be. Maybe. So that's going to be another one of those residential blocks. We definitely want one coming down and connecting right up here. Is that as far as we go with it? Yeah, I think so. Something like this. And then, you know what? I've got the money. I've got the $94,000. Placing empty roads like this to cover large stretches of ground is a waste of money. Roads, unless they have stuff zoned on them to gain you money, so roads like that are kind of useless. We've got a little bit of a curve there that zoning squares aren't quite matching up. I'm okay with that, honestly. I like a little bit of imperfection in my cities. I think that's fine. So just having those empty grids and those empty zoning and stuff is, not the most efficient thing we can do. And actually, because today is apparently the day of crappy roundabouts, let's put in another crappy roundabout, huh? I'm going to try to do this a little more scientifically. So that's about 3-ish. Okay, there's the midpoint. That looks good to me. That should work. And then we'll do the exact same thing here, trying to do, again, a roundabout instead of an oval about. That is going to end up being an oval about. There we go. Okay, place that. And then that. Oh, there. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I need in my life. See, look at that. It's nice and cute, and it'll work well. I think. I don't know. Don't actually know this for a fact. Distance too short. Bull hooey. I still have my game running. Oh, we're only 3 residents away from hitting that 5,000 mark. Let's see if we can... I was going to try to get that roundabout completed. Okay, guys, we have hit Big Town. That means we get this new area. We have campus areas, new taxation policies, sports arenas, level 5 unique buildings, which I still don't have all of, metro, trade school campus areas, and then, of course, most critically to me, because I think it's the most fun, is this high density zoning, and then some toll booths and stuff like that. Oh, guys, we are going to be super good here. Just going to go ahead and finish this off. Okay, really hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. Sorry if it went a little bit long. Sorry if it was a little bit boring, but I really enjoyed it, actually. I really enjoyed expanding this little Romania neighborhood and making things really kind of start to come together and start to pop a little bit in the city. These boulevards with the trees look really nice, and I think we're going to end up with a decent little city here. So leave me a comment and let me know if you want to have anything named after you or anything like that, and I can definitely do that. And then next episode, I think, is going to be the time. I'll probably go ahead and off camera move the industry area over here. It's not going to be anything super fancy. I'll just dezone this and then rezone some more generic industry over in this quadrant here. But let me know if you want anything named after you, and then next episode we'll come back and hopefully I'll have enough money banked, which we already have a fair amount of money banked. I'll have enough money banked where we can start really overhauling our downtown and really start making it beautiful. So thanks again for watching, guys. Hope you all have a fantastic day.